Guys, Pastor Mark, Christ Christian Fellowship, Route 66. So we've been talking about love, and I just realized something that we really don't have a true definition of what love is, or we didn't talk about that. So I did some research, or I looked it up, and I want to share with you. First of all, this is what Webster's defines love. This is their brief definition. It's a feeling of strong or constant affection for a person, attraction that includes sexual desire, the strong affection felt by people who have a romantic relationship, a person you love in a romantic way. So they really are just kind of like, what they're doing is just they're defining what those Greek words we've been looking at means. But in reality, what is love? What is love? What is it really? So here's some verses to think about. In 1 John, he says, he gives the best types of definitions. In verse 8, 1 John 4:8, he says, "He who does not love does not know God, for God is love." God is love. What does that mean? Well, God is the true example of what love is. If we look to Him, we can have direction. So how do we apply that in our lives? So what are some other ways that we can figure out how to love? So in verse 11 of the same chapter, it says, "Beloved, if God so loved us, we also ought to love one another, seeing God through love." So it talks about that God loves us so much that he gave us the universe. He gave us the planet. He gave us direction. He gave us His law. Another one that we can look at is the same chapter in verse 21. It says, "And this commandment we have from Him, that he who loves God must love his brother also." So if you love God, you should also love others. The best example comes in John 3:16. We all know John 3:16. "For God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son, that whoever believes in Him should not perish but have everlasting life." And there's so many other verses that talks about how God loves us, how much love that God can show us. And we just, while we fumble through life trying to figure out how do we love, we need to look at Him. We need to read His Word. We need to pray. We need to study. We need to fellowship with one another. And we can encourage each other to grow in love, to grow more, first loving with Him, and then to grow how to learn how to love other people. So yes, love is a complicated subject, but we can look to our Creator, the one who gave it to us, to learn how to love Him, how to love others, and how to grow in that. Not run around and have this misconceptions of love, the erotic type of stuff that can lead us astray, but how to have a true love in our hearts. With that, guys, if you have any questions, you have any prayer requests, get in touch with me, cross66info@gmail.com. With that, God bless. Love you guys. Talk to you soon.